Alright, y'all, so I'm sitting over here at the light. This dude at a green light decides to go and then hit the brakes and brake check me, so I honked at him. We turned the corner and he started to turn into that far lane, so I got over to get in this lane, so he turned in front of me. So I turned back into that lane and he turned back in that lane and I rear-ended him. And so I stopped and got out and said, well, you better have insurance. He said, it don't matter, you hit me. Look at this fucking piece of shit car. Look what the fuck he did to my Prix. I just got this thing fucking running and driving, man. I just put a fucking... That dumb fuck! Look at this! You have to go around, bro. You have to go around. And I hit him in here in this area somewhere. He was already missing a bumper. Can't even see no fucking damage. All because of dumb fuck, no insurance, don't know how to fucking drive. You have to go around, y'all. But yeah, that's how my day's going. This has been the shittiest fucking week ever. Fucking insurance scamming bitch over here. And looky there, the bitch ass just fucking ran. Well, I got his tag. The police already got it. Alright, you guys, so the officer just left. I filed a report. He gave me this information. So he said the guy did have insurance. His name is Owen John Burris. He has a 97 gray Toyota Camry. That's his tag number. He has Old American Insurance Company. That's his policy number. That's his insurance's phone number. So I've got to, that's my police report number. So yeah, I've got to call up his insurance, and pretty much, even though it was my fault because I rear-ended him since he ran, it makes him at fault. So his insurance company gets to pay for my bumper. Hopefully. I just still can't believe. Dude, look at that shit, bro. So fucking pissed. Hey, at least I got a red front bumper at the house. So I just spray paint it black and call it good. But alright, y'all, I'm gonna head over here to the house and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, well, I made it to the house. I just went ahead and ripped this section of the fucking bumper off. God damn, dude. Dented in the bash bar. At least I have another bumper. I can always just spray paint it black. It's not like that one's not spray painted black. So I'm not too tripping on the shit. And yeah, so then I got here and I called this fucking number for their insurance. And they don't even have any policies numbers that start with this insurance policy number. So, and they're closed at 4 o'clock on a Friday. They're closed. So now I'm going to have to wait till Monday morning to call them.
Well, that guy will cancel that shit before then.
Yeah, well, it don't matter. But, yeah, so just more fucking bad luck. The 07 won't fucking start. $10,000 later into it, still don't fucking start. Then just put like $500 in this car, getting it going, have it for 2 weeks, it's fucking wrecked. I swear, I just can't fucking win, man. But, yeah, I was gonna come home and move my mom's car and change my wheel bearing. Ain't even no fucking point doing that now. Oh no, I'm just ready to give up on everything, man. Give up on it all.
I didn't get the headlight at all. Or the wheel.
Yeah, I guess I'll give you guys another update once I figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. Alright, you guys. So I've been working on the 06. I just had to cool off and smoke some weed for a little bit. But I got the headlights off. I got the front bumper. Well, what's left of the front bumper pulled off. So it's sitting over here. And so now I just have to pull this front lip out, which it comes out pretty easy. It just clips in all the way across. See these little style clips? I just got them all the way across. I already took out the fog lights and the clamps and everything and got them screwed into the other bumper. I know it's not the greatest, but it's better than that one. So I still got to pop the grills out. And I guess I'm just going to rock it without a Pontiac badge for now, because that one's already broke. I just want it to look better than what it is. So I'm going to get this bumper thrown back on here and start getting everything hooked back up and bolted back down. And then I'll get the headlights back in and it'll pretty much be good to go, and at least until I can go find another bumper. Man, look, it pushed this into my air filter. Yeah, and I noticed, so yeah, my computer's right there too. And I mean, it hit right here, and so could be a possible reason why the car kept dying on the way home. Not for sure, but I mean, like, the wreck was literally like 3 miles away from here. And it died like 5 times on my way over here. And then it died on me right as I pulled into the neighborhood. So I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and get the bumper swapped around. And so I've got video of everything. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it crunched all this bar in. It ripped this. Which, I mean, this is just the foam. But I mean, it smushed that in, and it pushed this in, which a lot of this was already there because the car had been wrecked previously, and they just replaced the fender, the bumper, and the hood. That's why, as you can see, that's white. Under the hood of the underside of the hood is white. This crash bar is white. Like, they took everything off of a white Grand Prix. The front bumper actually used to be gold, and they just spray painted everything black. But I mean, it turned out pretty decent. Like, I couldn't even tell for like, I don't know, probably like a couple of weeks after I bought the car and got it running originally, like 2.5 years ago. I went to buff it, and then I could see the runs and shit, and I was like, oh, that's spray paint, that's shitty. But before I tried to buff it, man, you couldn't even tell. It just looked like some dull factory paint until you popped the hood and seen it was white underneath and see the fender. But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, it's essentially, like, it's already been backed into before. It's hard, you know, with the insurance money, it paid for the car. So it's essentially a free car, but it just sucks. I just put like $500 between buying this engine and putting the transmission. And just with all the new stuff I just put into it, and the tires and everything. I just swapped around the control arms and the struts and all that, and I was about to swap this wheel bearing, and now it's just one more thing. Alright, y'all, so I just made it over here to the storage. It didn't die, so that's good. So maybe the dying was just because it was like 103 outside, and it was a really hot day today, very humid. But it did good all the way over here, so alright guys, so I got the Buick moved out of the way, and I'm dog sitting, so I'm still over here. But yeah, so I pulled the front bumper back off, and I went by Walmart earlier and got some gloss black and some clear. Oh wait, what'd I do? Oh yeah, it's over here. Yeah. So I got 2 cans of gloss black, paint plus primer, and 2 cans of gloss clear. And then I also got these sanding sponges. So yeah, that was $25. But I figured a black bumper is going to look better than a red bumper. So I'm going to pull the fog lights back out and pull this bottom lip back off and pull the grills back out. I'm just going to kind of sand it down, and I know it's not going to be perfect and this is still going to be ripped, but you know what? If I paint over it, it's going to make it look a hell of a lot better than it just being red. So that's my goal, and he's got a couple pallets over here, so I'm going to use these pallets and set the bumper on, and that way I'll be able to paint everything. So right now I'm going to get in this toolbox. I got to grab the Phillips screwdriver for both the fog lights, and then I can just unclip the front lip and the grills, and then it'll be ready to scuff down and sand with these sanding sponges and scuff it up, and then I'll be able to wipe it down and clean it off and then paint it. So y'all stay tuned and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright you guys, so bumper's off. I found he had some sawhorses, so I used those sanding sponges and just gave it a light sand. It had a bunch of dust, so I sprayed it with Windex and then wiped it all down. You can kind of tell there's a few spots that didn't get sanded as good as some of the others, but I did the best I could do. So like I said, the bumper's not like brand new, so it's not like it has to be perfect. Like there's a hole. I just want it to be black. So I'm about to give this thing a couple coats of black. This gloss black. I got 2 cans, so I might do like 3 coats, and then I'm going to do a couple coats of clear, and then I'll let it dry, and I'll put all the lip and the grill back in, and we'll go from there. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright you guys, so I used almost a whole can on the first coat. You still see a couple red streaks here and there, but yes, it's about gone. So I'll probably get 2 really good coats and then maybe some touch up. But man, it's looking pretty good so far. So I'm going to give this 10 or 15 minutes to dry, and then I'm going to do a second coat, and then give that 10 or 15 minutes to dry, and then I'll do some clear. So not too bad though. I mean, you can still kind of see where the paint was peeling and where the scratches were, and on this side you can still see all the damage and everything. It's definitely not hiding anything, but I mean, with it being all black, it looks a lot better than it did with white showing, and like with it being black, it kind of hides the hole. So oh well, I guess I'm gonna let this thing dry for 10 or 15 minutes and give it another coat, and then I'll give you guys another update before I do the clear. So I'll stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated. Alright guys, so just got done with the second coat. It's looking pretty good. So got really good coverage over everything. I mean, like I said, you can still see the flaws, but this will at least be better than red. It'll at least be close to the same color as the car. I mean, the hood and the driver fender is already black spray paint, so it should match pretty good. So I'm going to give this about 15 minutes to dry, and then I might do one last coat because I still got like over half a can left. Maybe about half a can. So I might try to do one more coat, but I'm going to let this dry for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I just did the third and final coat of black. So it's got some bugs in it and shit, because I'm just out here in a garage, you know. But overall, it looks pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to give this about 15 or 20 minutes to dry on this coat, and then I'm going to do probably 2 coats of clear, and then I'm going to let it dry for a couple hours after I do the clear. And it's like a little past midnight right now, so but yeah, it's coming along. It's looking really good. Way better than red. And for 25 bucks for everything, it's really not bad. So I'm gonna let this thing dry for a little bit, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I just finished up with my second coat of clear. I still have enough left to probably do one more coat. So it looks really good. I mean, there's a lot of fucking bugs like that in it, but it looks a lot better than just being red. So I mean, for spray painting it, like I wasn't expecting it to look like an actual car paint job or nothing. I just wanted it to be black, and it is. It's black, so it should be glossy. It should look pretty decent. That's all I care about, is that it looks decent. So I'm gonna let this thing dry for 15-20 minutes, and like I said, once it dries, I mean, it kind of looks a little patchy right in here, but whenever it dries, if that goes away and it doesn't look patchy, then I'll call it good. But if it still looks kind of patchy right there, then I'll do another coat and try to make it a little more even. But overall, I'm very happy with it. So if it wasn't for all the damn bugs, it would look way better. But it's like every time I put a coat, more bugs land on it. So there's like 5 or 6 layers of bugs in the paint, so there ain't gonna be no sanding it out. But like I said, the bumper was a trash bumper anyways, so at least it puts the car back together. That's the main thing. So but yeah, I'm gonna let this thing dry, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright guys, so while I'm waiting for the bumper to dry, and I still had a little bit of black left, so went ahead and just sprayed a little in here, try to just make that white. And I hit this fender bracket just because it was white, so just trying to cover up the white, you know. It's not the greatest, but it is what it is. The bumper actually turned out pretty decent other than all the bugs, so just gonna keep letting it dry. I got about 4 coats of black and about 4 coats of clear. So I'm pretty much out of paint. I just got a little bit left in each one. Not very much. So I'll save that in case I need to touch something up in a fender well or something on the 07, or if I want to paint the brakes and clear them. You know, I still got some red over at the storage. So it's all good. Turned out pretty good. The black covered the red really well. So I'm happy with it. It'll at least look better than a big bright ass red bumper on the front of the car. So I'll give you guys another update once this thing's dry and I'm test fitting it back on the car. Alright y'all, so I was still waiting for that. And I didn't like how this bash bar was all white. I mean, I know it ain't perfect, but it's got a nice little coat of black. I'm pretty much out. I still need a little more up here on the top, but this can's like fucking, it's like empty. So, but it's coming along. Looks a lot better than it did being all white. Now I just got to get the underside of the hood painted. And then really won't even be able to tell. But yeah, this thing's coming along. It's still drying. It's been about 15 minutes, but I want to give it like a good hour to fully dry, so that way when I touch it, it don't fuck anything up. I don't want to have fingerprints in it. I want it to just look good, so I'm gonna leave it alone. And I guess I'm just gonna edit my video or something, and I'll give you guys another update once I'm ready to get the bumper, get all the parts and everything, get the fog lights and the grills and that lower lip and everything back assembled and back together on this bumper, and then we'll do a test fit. So y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so it's been about an hour and a half. The bumper's just been in here drying. It looks pretty damn good. It really sucks about all the bugs and shit in it, but it's dry to the touch now. It's got like a film on it. But, alright, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the fog lights back in and getting those screwed back down. And I'll get the front lip back on and get the grills popped in. And I've got to get that foam piece, and it just sits up here on the inside, and then it's got these two tabs here and these two tabs here that go into that foam piece and kind of hold it in place. And then once that's in and everything's on, then I'll be able to put it back on the car. So I'm going to grab the stand and set up the stand so y'all can watch me get these fog lights and stuff back in, and then we'll get this thing back on the car. So give me just a minute. Alright, so got the first one. That goes through there. That one's set in place. Alright, fog lights are back in. Definitely not perfect. Far from perfect, but like I said, it is what it is. So it's looking a lot better. And so like I was saying, on this front lip, it just has these tabs, and all these tabs click in. If you look on the front bumper down here, it's got all these little holes, so those tabs just click into those holes. So it's pretty simple. Actually, it's probably going to be kind of a pain in the ass to clip that on with it sitting on the stand. So let me go ahead and I'll pop the grills back in first. The grills are the same way. They just have these tabs. The tabs just go in the holes. One. Cool, there's two. So there's the grills. Looks pretty good. So I guess next I'm going to try to move this back a little bit. Go. Now I should be able to click the lip in place. So it's going to go right there. Just want to be very careful because I don't want to scratch up the bumper. I want it to look as good as it possibly can. So 1, 2. Go. Cool. So that's looking like the front bumper. But it does not want to stay up. So that's okay. It's looking pretty dang good though. Well, it looks really good. I'm happy with that. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and throw that, I don't even know. I kind of want to turn it over to assemble that in there, but I kind of don't want to set it down because I don't want it to fuck up the paint. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the styrofoam piece back in the crash bar and then just try to set the bumper back on there And hopefully I don't scratch it up too bad. But hey, I'm happy with it. So I guess I'm gonna take this. And I'll just put this piece back on there. Like that. And there we go. So it's overhanging that bash bar a little bit. Looks pretty centered to me. Alright. I'm going to put you guys back on the stand over here. And then I'm going to grab that bumper and try to put you guys back on here. So, or try to put this bumper back on here. Alright. So, plastic clips. So these go up here. I need to move this over a tad. About like so. And this one goes right in the middle. And these little flat ones go right here. Out of the way. Alright. Awesome. Alright, so now my clips are back in. There's 5 of them. This one, the tab was broke, so I just didn't even pull it out. But that's okay. So, zoom y'all in a little. So I'm going to start getting this thing bolted back up. So here we go. If you guys are ever working on this or doing one of these bumpers. So if you look, right here is a hole in the fender. And then on the bumper right here, there's this little piece sticking up. And so what you actually have to do is you have to take that piece and stick it through the hole. And then push it forward. There we go. And then, so this front side where that stud is, it gets a 10mm nut on the bottom side. And then on the opposite end, it gets a 10mm bolt that goes in from the bottom up. Alright, y'all, I gotta tighten down these bolts real quick, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I pretty much got the front bumper back on. It looks pretty dang good. I mean, it's definitely a lot shinier than the fender and then the rest of it, just because it's so fresh. But it definitely looks a hell of a lot better than being red, so I'm happy with it. I mean, it's definitely not the nicest paint job, but like I said, I really don't care. So I'm about to get these headlights put back in and plugged back in to those there, and then we'll go from there. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in a few. Alright, y'all, so bumper's all back on, headlights are back on. It looks tremendously better with being in black. So I'm definitely happy with it. It looks way better than it did being bright ass red, so there it is, back together. So I guess I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and I don't think it's supposed to rain, so shouldn't have any problems there. And yeah, but it looks a lot better. So I think I'm gonna pick the tools up, and I'm just gonna, and I'll probably just go ahead and put everything back in the trunk. But I'm probably gonna run up to Quick Trip to the gas station and get something to drink. And while I'm up there, I'll take a video in the light and at the gas pumps, because they keep the lights on, and that way you can really see the transformation of it. So but yeah, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning now, so it took a while. I didn't think it was going to take that long, but at least now the bumper's painted, it's back on, and it only cost me 25 bucks to paint it. So even though I rear-ended dude, it really wasn't my fault, but it is what it is. Even if it was my fault, either way, it cost me 25 bucks to fix it, so it's all good, not really tripping. So now I guess as long as the car doesn't die anymore, then it's mint. But with how hot it was, it died on me a couple times again today, but then once it started to cool off, it was fine. So I don't know what the deal is with it, but I'm gonna get all this stuff picked up and lock the door, shut the garage, and I'm headed up to Quick Trip, and then I'll give you guys another update. Well, damn, it actually looks pretty damn good. Kind of need to paint the hood now. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Just need to get a Pontiac badge for it now. That looks much better than red, so I'm happy with it. Alright, y'all, so it's like 3:30 in the afternoon. It's nice and sunny, and the bumper looks way better. Like it's looks pretty damn good. I mean, I know there's some bugs in it, and you can still see the damage, but it's nice and glossy. It matches pretty well. I mean, you could definitely still kind of tell. Like, the bumper looks way better than the fender or the hood. But it looks good. I'm happy with it. So at least I was able to get her fixed for 25 bucks. So the car hasn't died on me yet today. And I just had like a 20-minute drive back from Owasso to Tulsa. But it did die on me yesterday on my way out there a couple times. But then it was fine at night after it cooled off. And see, I think it's got something to do with just how hot it is and trying to run the AC, and it's making my temp gauge go over half. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go up and get a 180 thermostat and just throw a 180 thermostat in there, top her off with coolant, bleed it, and then that should at least help with the coolant temps and maybe help out a little bit with the transmission fluid temp. So I'm probably going to do that today. And I need to do that passenger side wheel bearing. And if it still keeps dying after that, then I might do a crank sensor. But the bumper looks way better. I'm really happy with it. So, thank you.
That turned out good.
Yeah, I think it turned out really good. I mean, like I said, you can definitely tell the difference between the bumper and the hood.
Well, shoot, it was one you just had laying around.
And, yeah, I know. And
red.
the bumper and the fender.
It definitely isn't red anymore.
But not bad for $25 worth of supplies either. Paint and sanding sponges worked out pretty good. So, y'all stay tuned. I keep you guys updated. Alright, y'all. So, it's been a couple hours. I went up to AutoZone and O'Reilly's and Advanced Auto Parts. All of them were closed. So, Sunday. But I got back over here to the house, and this bumper had this nice badge on it. So I popped the badge off, and it came off really clean. So I have some of that 3M double-sided sticky tape. So I'm going to try to clean all this old sticky shit off that's in here as best I can without fucking up the paint. And I'm going to stick that in there. It actually looks really nice. So that should help it look a lot better. So I'm going to find that double-sided sticky tape, 3M tape, and get this cleaned up a little bit and get that badge popped on there. And I'll give you guys another update.